Here are some lesser-known economic issues.
Paradox of value. Also known as the diamond water paradox, the paradox of value is the contradiction that while water is more useful in terms of survival than diamonds get a higher market price. This paradox can be possibly explained by the subjective theory of value, which says that worth is based on the wants and the needs of society, as opposed to value being inherent to an object. Kasum-Brooks postulate. Increased energy efficiency can increase energy consumption by three means. Firstly, increased energy efficiency makes the use of energy relatively cheaper, thus encouraging increased use. Secondly, increased energy efficiency leads to increased economic growth, which pulls up energy use in the whole economy. And thirdly, increased efficiency in one bottleneck resource multiplies the use of all companion technologies, products, and services that were being restrained by it. Bounded rationality. The basic idea of economics is that people act in ways to maximize their self-interest. We do things that will increase our utility or happiness. It seems logical that we could make rational decisions in order to accomplish that. Unfortunately, information asymmetry, cognitive biases, and other factors conspire to bound our rationality, and people often make choices that lead to outcomes that go against their desires. The lipstick effect. The idea is that people buy luxury goods even during economic hardships. They will just choose goods that have less of an impact on their funds. Other less expensive luxury goods besides cosmetics include expensive beer and small gadgets. This effect can explain the success of the organic and green hype even though it's more expensive. The Cobra effect. This is when the solution to a problem actually makes the problem worse. The term Cobra effect comes from an anecdote from colonial India. The British government wanted to decrease the population of venomous cobra snakes, so they offered a reward for every dead snake. However, the Indians began to breed cobras for the income. When the government realized what was going on, the reward was cancelled and the breeders set the snakes free. The snakes consequently multiplied and increased the cobra population. The term is now used to illustrate the origins of wrong stimulation in politics and economic policy. Unfortunately, some of the crises facing our world are the result of honest attempts to solve problems. Tragedy of the commons. The tragedy of the commons is a situation in which multiple individuals acting independently deplete a shared resource, even when it is not in anyone's interest to do so. The best current example of this is fishermen. Nobody owns the Earth's fish population. Indeed, they're a shared resource. Fish are a good that people all over the world consume, and as a result, there are multiple fishermen competing for these fish. Tragedy of the anti-commons. The opposite of the previously mentioned tragedy of the commons, the anti-commons is a situation where too many owners and bureaucratic red tape discourages accomplishment of a socially desirable outcome. A classic example is patents. Bureaucracy and the excessive use of patents and intellectual property are one of the main reasons why innovation is slowed down at the moment. Information asymmetry. Adverse selection is a market process where information asymmetry causes negative results. An information asymmetry example is the market for lemons, a term coined by the economist George Akerlof. Car market is a classic example of the quality uncertainty. A defective used car, or lemon, is generally the result of untraceable actions like the owner's driving style, maintenance habits, and accidents. Because the buyer does not have this information, their best assumption is that the vehicle is of average quality, and therefore will pay only an average fair price. As a result, the owner of a car in great condition or a cherry will never be able to get a price high enough to make selling the cherry worthwhile.
End result: the owners of good cars will not sell their vehicles in the used car market. This reduces the quality of cars in the used car market. This reduces the price buyers will pay, and this further reduces the quality of cars sold.